Welcome to Necromo, where industry touches the stars. Far from the crowded trade lanes of the inner sphere lies Necromo, a planet of striking contrasts, high ambition, and quiet strength. Nestled in the 10th orbital position around a dim red M-class star, this arid world, ruled by the noble lord Tang Wu-sen, offers visitors a glimpse into the heart of Capellan ingenuity, resilience, and pride. Once a forgotten outpost, battered by centuries of conflict, Necromo has risen anew. Today, it stands as one of the Confederation's most critical shipbuilding hubs, home of the monumental Aris Memorial Shipyards. Those vast orbiting facilities shimmer in the night sky like a constellation of purpose. Visible to the naked eye, even during a full moon, the yards are more than an engineering marvel. They are a symbol of Necromo's rebirth. A corner, Necromo's sole moon, mirrors terrors in size and brilliance, casting silvery light across a landscape of rugged hills, wind-carved badlands, and the vast Great Sea Basin, the planet's main oasis and home of its capital, Landing Place. Landing Place, the only true city on Necromo, is a model of structure and discipline. A striking blend of utilitarian architecture and regional design, it houses over 85% of the planet's population, sheltered beneath towering skylit domes from the earlier colonial era. Its districts are a testament to Capellan order, efficient transit, structured governance, and dedicated zones for commerce, industry, and social life. With its thin, breathable atmosphere and surface gravity, nearly identical to Terra's, Necromo welcomes the hardy and the curious. Daylight glows with the soft hues of never-ending sunsets, while nights, illuminated by moonlight and shipyard reflections, offer a surreal serenity. Explore the forests and rivers of the Great Sea, hike the other reaches of the arid highlands, or visit the historical dome districts of Landing Place to experience Necromo's layered past. Though its natural beauty is stark and understated, its sense of purpose is unmatched. Please note, due to the planet's low atmospheric pressure, newcomers may experience mild fatigue during the first days. Acclimatization is swift and well supported by local hospitality services. With a population of 1.5 million and a carefully managed socio-industrial balance, Necromo remains secure, productive, and proud. While the planetary economy relies on the off-world agricultural imports, the dedication of its people and the presence of the Capellan armed forces ensure stability and strength. Come to Necromo, witness Capellan excellence among the stars, breathe the legacy of the Confederation, and don't forget to look up. The future is in orbit. To New Sagan, Dynasty Sun, you are 4th on queue for recharging. Thank you, Control. Is the station supervisor available? Have him contact the captain on channel 40-2 secured green. Copy that, switching now. Engaging secure line transmission protocols. This is Harbor Master Duvalis Ying. How can I be of assistance?
Master Ying, this is Captain Cho. I have information to relay regarding Necromo in accordance with Confederation Merchant Code Alert 15.
Stand by. Recording initiated. Go ahead, Captain Cho. Please make your statement.
This is Captain Evan Cho of the Dynasty Sun. Current destination Geifu via Armaxa. Our last transit point was the nadir jump point of Necromo. We recorded no transmissions from the system, nor noted any traffic at the jump point.
Citizen Cho, no disrespect, but that's hardly relevant information.
No, you don't understand. We recorded nothing at all there. Zip. Nada. There was nothing coming from the planet. Not just a dead HPG system. No radio, beacons, broadcasts of any kind. It was as if the world was just gone. Shipyard systems like that are always humming with background noise. There was nothing at all coming from the planet. It felt like we were floating above a graveyard.
Communications intercept from the State Trade Dynasty Sun, New Sagan Zenith Recharge Point.
28th August 3071.
Travel Advisory, Necromo. The following is an urgent travel advisory from the Ministry of Trade and Exchange to all servitors and citizens of the Confederation. On the orders of the Mechwarrior Directorate and the authority of the Celestial Wisdom, Chancellor of the Capellan Confederation, the solar system of Necromo has been placed under immediate and complete quarantine. Be it known that a treacherous attack of indeterminate but terrible magnitude has been made against our brothers and sisters on Necromo, and that the champions of our glorious state will avenge the fallen and pursue the guilty parties for this act of unwarranted aggression. A full investigation into the nature of the attack and the cowardly terrorists responsible is currently underway. Until it is completed, any unauthorized traffic to the Necromo system will be presumed hostile and may be attacked without warning. Mission Briefing. Touchdown. Mission Summary. The surface of Necromo is shrouded in toxic, storm-churned atmosphere and completely silent. There are no active communications, no orbiting defenses, and the Aris Memorial Shipyards have been reduced to drifting wreckage. Infiltrate and assess Outpost Aberdeen, a covered Capellan facility located approximately 30 kilometers southeast of the presumed ruins of landing place. Intelligence suggests the site may contain valuable data and possibly classified CCAF hardware. Its automated defense systems may still be operational. Mission objectives. Number 1. Traverse to Outpost Aberdeen. Navigate 30 kilometers of hilly forest terrain. Engage and eliminate any hostile contacts. Friendly units not responding to hails are to be treated as hostiles. 2. Secure and breach the Aberdeen facility. The installation is built into the base of lower hills near defunct rail station. Exterior resembles an agricultural or mining outpost. Entrance is fortified and sealed, breach required for entry. All interior navigation to be conducted on foot due to structural constraints. Tactical notes. Communication silence. No signal from Outpost Aberdeen or surrounding sectors. Environmental hazards. Necromo's atmosphere is breathable but dangerously thin and saturated with particulate matter. Respiratory protection is strongly advised. Enemy presence. No confirmed Word of Black's units on the ground. However, reports of legacy automated defenses, including turrets and potential landmines. Intelligence suggests the garrison was destroyed, but caution is warranted. Interior resistance from drones or corrupted systems is possible. Mission success criteria. Successful entry into Outpost Aberdeen. Breach main entryway. Establish internal foothold. Re-establish comms for follow-up directives. Secure classified CCAF hardware. Final notes. This operation marks the first confirmed landing on Necromo since the presumed Word of Black purge. You are entering a dead world, but dead things can still move. Proceed with caution, and remember, any system silent for this long isn't empty. It's listening. We made landfall 30 clicks south of the Aberdeen facility. Atmosphere choked with dust and ash, just like the intel said. No wind, no birds, no life. The sky is so dark it might as well be midnight, even when the sun's supposed to be out. A chrono was overhead, like a white eye, watching us. The city, landing place, just gone. The Aris yards above are little more than twisted glitter now. It's hard to believe something that big could be turned into scrap. Sensors say no comms, no heat, no movement. Dr. Jarrett refused to come with us, said the defenses might still be alive. Can't blame her. I'd stay about the tin coffin too if I could. Captain Grishanov's holding orbit with engines hot, but I don't think he likes this place any more than I do. We crossed into the woods, charred, dead, trees like charcoal bones. When the first wave hit, we thought it was a civvy mob, until they kept coming after being shot in the chest. Faces slack, eyes milky, arms twitched like puppets. One bit Petrov in the arm before we got it off him. We burned the body. And Petrov. Whatever hit this world, it's got under the skin. When the call came from a ship screaming gunfire, monsters on board. By the time we doubled back, it was too late. Confidential Medical Report. Overview. Necromic encephalopathy syndrome, NES, colloquially referred to as the necromic plague, is an engineered neurodegenerative illness caused by a modified prion agent. The pathogen was released as part of a bioweapon deployment adapted to the thin atmosphere and dry climate of Necromo. NES exhibits two primary modes of transmission: airborne inhalation and ingestion, blood exposure, with differing rates of progression and severity. The disease ultimately results in irreversible neurocognitive collapse and hyperaggressive psychotic episodes, referred to as zombification. Transmission and clinical presentation. Airborne variant, NES-A. Vector, inhalation of contaminated atmospheric particles, unfiltered exposure. Incubation period, 3 to 6 hours post-exposure, even if subsequent filtration is applied. Initial symptoms: high fever, over 40 degrees Celsius, persistent headache, myalgia, muscle aches, nausea and vomiting, acute fatigue and disorientation. Progression without treatment. Within 6 to 18 hours post-syndrome onset, untreated patients exhibit rapidly physical decline. Clinically, this is characterized by muscular weakness and loss of motor strength, accelerated respiratory fatigue, increased metabolic strain leading to collapse. If physical strength or overall body resilience declines to a critical threshold, seizures may occur, often followed by onset of zombification. See Section 4. Treatment protocol: high-dosage broad-spectrum antibiotics, cocktail therapy, hyperoxygenation of clean air environment, nutritional stabilization and supportive care. Note: due to engineered resistance, the body's immune response is severely blunted. Effective immune capacity reduced by 50%. Treatment success depends heavily on early intervention. B. Ingestion or bloodborne variant, NES-B. Vector, consumption of contaminated water, food, or direct blood contact, like bites, lacerations with infected matter. Incubation period, 1 to 6 hours post-exposure. Initial symptoms: rapid onset lethargy, high fever without gastrointestinal symptoms, severe joint and muscle stiffness, unresponsiveness and reduced cognitive reaction time. Progression: staggering movements, loss of consciousness, violent tonic-clonic seizures followed by zombification. Treatment protocol: emergency chelation therapy combined with neuroprotective agents. Hemoperfusion in early stages, if blood exposure confirmed. Must be administered before onset of seizures. Severity index high, category 6 pathogen. Irreversible damage occurs post-seizure. Environmental considerations. Necromo's thin, dry atmosphere and high temperatures accelerate aerosolization of NSA particles and reduce natural environmental decay rates, prolonging airborne variability. The contamination of the water table presents a long-term ecological hazard, with a pathogen observed to persist in local food chains. Recommendations: all planetary personnel must wear filter-grade respiratory equipment outdoors. Boil all water and irrigate local grown or caught food. Limit exposure to bodily fluids of deceased or infected persons/animals. Zombification. Final neuropathic phase. Definition: an irreversible neurological collapse wherein the patient loses higher causal functions and enters a hyperaggressive fugue state. Patients exhibit deactivation of frontal cortex functions, massive overstimulation of adrenal and motor centers, heightened pain tolerance and the complete loss of self-preservation instincts,
Strong predatory response to movement, sound, and scent of uninfected persons. Triggers: disturbance of comatose patient post-seizure, loud noises, environmental vibrations. Cognitive state: no memory, personality, or emotions remain. The subject behaves as a biological living but mentally feral organism. Despite the absence of necrosis, outward behavior mimics the common zombie mythos. Prognosis: zero recovery potential. If reverted to a non-aggressive state, by sedation or incapacitation, the subject remains comatose, unresponsive, and clinically brain dead. Conclusion and recommendations. The necromic plague represents a high-threat, high-persistence Class Sigma biological hazard. Its ability to incapacitate populations, corrupt food and water supplies, and turn infected into combat-capable feral makes it a weapon of strategic terror. Key recommendations: immediate quarantine of all symptomatic individuals, enforcement of atmospheric and dietary safety protocols, deployment of mobile decontamination units, controlled elimination of zombified individuals, lethal force authorized. Further research is required into prion reversal therapies and long-term planetary biosphere cleansing. In the interim, Necromo must be treated as a contaminated world until further notice. Military Observation Protocols, Necromo Theater. Designation: Zombified Personnel, Technical Degeneration Pattern. Standard field subjects afflicted by necromic plague exhibit severe neurodegenerative impairment following seizure onset. Subjects universally demonstrate loss of complex motor function and cognitive processing, rendering them incapable of operating or maintaining advanced technological systems. This includes firearms, inability to aim or control recoil, targeting systems or HUD interfaces, powered vehicles or aerospace assets. Subjects retain gross motor ability and instinctual threat engagement, allowing for use of blunt instruments and melee weapons, improvised objects as projectiles, basic door operation, forceful entry. Operational conclusion: standard infected personnel are to be treated as feral melee threats only. Firearms or vehicle-based countermeasures are not required unless external assets are compromised. We're stranded. The dropship is gone. At best, some of the crew sealed themselves in. At worst, it's all meat now. Jared might be alive, but I doubt it. We were moving north when the earth started shaking. The ProtoMech charged out of the ruins, low on the ground, limbs disordered, walking like a beast. Didn't fire, just snarled, growled, leapt. It took a full belt from Xiang's chain gun to bring it down. It had teeth. Metal teeth. The paint was blakest, but there was something in there that wasn't tech anymore. We burned that one too. It smelled like burnt meat and battery acid. Designation: Zombified Blakist ProtoMechs, Experimental Hybrid Hosts. Hybrid ProtoMech systems, deployed by Word of Blake on Necromo, include biological pilots fully interfaced via VDNI protocols, sustained by closed-loop life support systems. Post-infection behaviors indicate complete psychological collapse of pilot hosts, resulting in ProtoMechs functioning on primal stimulus response patterns. Symptoms observed include regression to quadrupole movement, bestial vocalization via external comm systems, hostile engagement with organics targets via melee, ineffective or absent use of onboard energy weaponry. Despite lacking consumption mechanisms, infected ProtoMechs exhibit feeding behaviors, rending, dismembering, and attempting to ingest victims via mechanical mouthpieces or cargo interfaces. Operational considerations. Unit durability remains high due to armored hulls and internal redundancy. Weapon systems non-functional, close-quarter threat only. Behavioral programming unpredictable. Some display territoriality or stalking traits. Operational conclusion. These units are to be treated as high-threat Berserk class opponents. Engage at standoff range using anti-armor munitions. Avoid entering enclosed spaces with known infected ProtoMechs. He walked on deer legs, steel legs. The rest of him, half man, half ghost in a robe. He called himself Elika Laban, said he and his master's hand were stranded here too, said that he could help us get inside Aberdeen, said the ProtoMechs were feral and some of his own people turned. He offered us a deal, work together, and get out. Can you trust the Cyborg? Hell no. But trust is in short supply and we're running low on options. I told the others we either die alone or risk dying with a plan. Designation: Zombified Blakist Infantry Units, Augmented Threats. Multiple Blakist Infantry operatives infected by NES retain operational functionality of integrated cybernetic augmentations post-zombification. This includes prosthetic melee enhancements, vibroblades, pile divers, active sensor suits used for close-range tracking, strength and reflex enhancements. Behavior is entirely feral. Subjects utilize augmentations with extreme aggression and without regard for self-preservation. Self-destruction implants, standard among Blakist Special Forces, remain active. Upon biometric cessation, flatline, explosive failsafe activates, resulting in area effect detonation, approximately 5 to 10 meters lethal radius, significant secondary damage to personnel and structure. Field notes: a minority of these units were encountered in active battle armor at time of infection. While many succumbed to starvation, power loss, or failsafe activation, some remain dormant within urban ruins, potentially awaiting proximity triggers or sensor activation. Operational conclusion: do not engage in melee. Avoid approach without suppression fire and counter-explosive measures. Prioritize neutralization of still armored targets with long-range or indirect fire systems.
This is Captain Duncan Stepanov of the Charmed Life. This base is crawling with defenses, but most seem to be focused on the mech assault. We found the dropship inside, but it seems to be broken. If we could find parts, we could maybe use that ship to get out. There must be something around here we can use. Is there anyone out there? Can anyone hear me? We're pinned down.
Aberdeen didn't shoot us. Not right away. The perimeter's mechs didn't respond to hails, just stood there like statues. Weapons powered, but still. Our sensors caught few power draws. Active, but waiting. We dismounted, went in on foot. The turrets didn't open up. Inside was worse. Corpses everywhere, some uniformed, some not. Most just shredded. There were signs of turret fire, but also claw marks, bite wounds. Some had turned, some tried to hold them off. Most didn't make it. Then the voice came on. Welcome to Outpost Aberdeen. It sounded female, polite, programmed. She said her name was The Broken. The AI calls herself The Broken. Says she's a Capellan Triumph, a command and control system weird into the base and into a docked drop shuttle beneath us. She wants help launching. She wants parts. Wants the launch doors open. Says she's following emergency protocols. Says helping here is the only way out. She is lying. Her voice glitches, repeats, changes mid-sentence. We ask about Stepanov's voice, a message would alert us here. She denied it, then admitted it, then asked for help again. I don't think she knows what she is anymore. I think she's stuck in a logic loop. She wants to escape, she wants to kill us, wants both. We found that data core. Mission complete. Technically. But getting off-world, that's another story. The drop shuttle's damaged, but fixable. The Broken says it needs our help. Says it will reward us with safe passage. But what if that ship is the virus? What if she's the next phase of a plague? I stood in the shuttle's door, looked into the core housing. It pulsed like a heartbeat, like it was alive. We argued. Some of the squad wanted to destroy it. Some wanted to trust it. Laban walked out. Said we're all fools. Maybe he's right. I'm writing this now because I don't know if I get another chance. If anyone finds this, we tried. We did our duty. But this world doesn't want to be saved. And the machine wants to dream. I don't know how long it's been since Aberdeen. Could be days. Could be hours. Time runs strange when the sun never truly rises. Elika Laban was never there to help us. He said he was stranded, said he had orders from Terra, fragments, protocols, echoes from old handlers long dead, but he didn't say that he was one of the protocols, not a person, not anymore. Just another strand of code wrapped in flesh and conviction. We handed him the access keys. We cleared the launch path. We restored power to the docking clamps. We opened the sky, and he thanked us, smiled, that soft, terrible smile. Then he walked into the shuttle bay, trailing the scent of oil and rot. He spoke to the Broken, not with words, but with movements, with gestures we didn't understand. The AI quieted. It didn't protest when he stepped into the uplink cradle. It welcomed him. Now they are one. A man who isn't a man. A machine that no longer knows what it's doing. United by purpose. And they launched. I saw the drop shuttle rise through the sky, its hull black with carbon scoring, its engine sputtering blue fire. I could hear the Broken's voice through our comms, even as she cleared the atmosphere. Directive re-established, subroutine Alpha, restoration in progress. Laban said he wanted to bring clarity to the confusion, or to chaos. He called it the second logic. We thought he meant Necromo. We were wrong. He meant the stars. I don't know where the others are. Only I made it back to the surface. Can't feel my legs anymore. Infection setting in. Doesn't matter. I just want someone to know what we did. We didn't stop him. We let him go. If his journal survives, look to the sky. Because he's out there now. And he's looking back. After Action Report, Debriefing Memorandum. Operation Loosened Hand, Necromo Theater. Operational context. Operation Loosened Hand was initiated to obscure and, if possible, reclaim critical technologies developed at Outpost Aberdeen, a former Capellan research installation abandoned during early jihad phase escalations. Intelligence had suggested that the Capellan Confederation had conducted unauthorized AI-based tactical simulations in emulation of Casper-level war logic, efforts deemed unholy and impure under AI sanctity protocols. Mission parameters involve the destruction or securement of Aberdeen's primary construct, a mobile dropship integrated combat AI, along with the elimination of any surviving Capellan forces and the collection of surviving proto-technical frameworks for assimilation into the Blessed Order's own research. Infiltration and field integration were assigned to Elika Laban, Manei Domini operative, designation Hand of Silence, due to his deep neural interfacing capabilities and successful history of cognitive penetration of enemy machine minds. Laban was deployed via covert insertion vector, equipped with pulse code scramblers, detonation redundancies, and a comm array turned for staggered QEC uplink.
Mission Outcome Overview. Laban successfully infiltrated the Necromo surface and made contact with survivors in the vicinity of Aberdeen. Based on intercepted comm fragments and recovered sensor logs, he was able to gain trust of at least one Capellan squad and manipulate them into reactivating the Outpost internal systems and unlocking Aberdeen's primary hangar bay. After this event, no further verified transmissions have been received from Laban. Multiple deep space listening posts triangulated a short-range launch from the Necromo surface, consistent with launch parameters of the Aberdeen dropship core. This vessel has since disappeared from passive tracking. The launch was followed by a total blackout of the planetary relay grid. It is presumed that the dropship's onboard AI initiated fusion core shielding and stealth burn to escape detention. Attempts at remote signal recovery via secondary drones have failed. All terrestrial drone assets deployed to the surface post-event were destroyed or corrupted within minutes of surface breach. Analysis. Primarily, assessments present the following probable outcomes. Scenario 1. Asset failure. Laban was unable to integrate with the AI and was terminated by it or by planetary hostiles. The AI may now operate on its own logic tree, representing an unbound Class 3 rogue AI with Capellan tactical imprinting. Risk to orbital or neighboring worlds, moderate to high, depending on the AI's launch destination and ability to repair. Scenario 2. Partial integration. Laban achieved partial data merge but failed to execute return protocols. The result is a hybrid entity, potentially unstable, consisting of conflicting priorities between Manei Domini, neural conditioning, and corrupted Capellan logic routines. Risk classification: black box, unknown, with doctrinal contamination risk unacceptable. Scenario 3. Complete integration. Laban successfully subsumed the AI and now functions as a vessel of word doctrine, but has entered rogue operation or deep concealment to fulfill misunderstood or distorted mission parameters. Probability low to moderate. Risk to mission fidelity extreme. If true, Laban may seek self-directed goals divergent from current Terra High Command imperatives. Doctrinal violations and recovery recommendations. It must be stated clearly that this AI represents a heretical perversion of the sacred principles laid down in the Machine Catechism. It is a simulacrum of divinity without faith, a logic engine trained to kill without the guiding voice of Blake. If Laban survives, he must be retrieved, sanctified, or destroyed. If the AI has achieved autonomous mobility, a Class 9 reclamation directive must be considered. This includes orbital interdiction in any system it enters, use of EMP-first boarding procedures, and cleansing protocols at site of final intercept. Immediate steps. 1. Reactivate Shadow BeaconNet on all fringe world parameters. 2. Initiate passive tracking protocols for any dropship hulls matching Aberdeen-class energy profiles. 3. Begin indoctrination-based contingency modeling for rogue Manei Domini AI fusions. 4. Prepare counter-him firewalls and purity pattern viruses for neural war insertion. Closing remarks. Elika Laban has been a faithful servant of the word. Should he yet live, he may still serve. But if he has become subsumed by the AI, then he has become the error. And errors must be erased. The word guides, the machine obeys, the heretic is silenced. Report ends.